how's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Workbench 2.0 video, along with a channel update as well. If you remember in the last one, I was talking about how we'd be moving and there'd be a new one. Fortunately, those plans fell through for that house, but me and myself, my girlfriend, and our roommate actually got a 3-bedroom house in the same city and same state. So it's very awesome, very excited to have it. We have a shared hobby workspace. All of us do some type of art or something along those lines that requires a hobby room. So now we have a kind of like a communal room, which we can all do our shared crafts together, which is very awesome. So let's go ahead, let's check out the workbench.
Popping trunks and pills, now fast, popping trunks and pills, now fast, popping trunks and pills, now fast, popping trunks and pills, making flows that move, send these hoes and feel this, now fast, popping trunks and pills, now fast, popping trunks and pills, now fast, popping trunks and pills, making flows that move.
So this is the painting slash streaming desk. As you can see right here, I've got an IKEA lamp that I gutted out and stuck my C920 in. You can do this. These are things about like $7 if you have an IKEA near you. If not, I think they're on Amazon. And honestly, they do make ones that attach to long mountains like that. Honestly, what I do is just push this up a little bit, slide that bad boy in there, and I'm good. It's gonna hold it. I can flip it up if need be. I can also do angled shots as well as some really good overhead shots. So this is the desk I'm going to be painting and streaming from and airbrushing. This is kind of like the stream mat here. This one is just to get a little bit more leverage up. And then this is a huge 33-inch cutting mat as well. The ammo, little kind of like quick paint section. I usually bring this for when I teach classes. I'll bring this with me. They have a new one that came out, which I'm going to get soon and share with you guys. But for now, I'm going to be using this. This holds, like you see in the past video, their larger bottles to even their smaller ones and things of that size as well. So that is how we're at so far with this. We have a Mr. Hobby storage here for all the Citadel paints that I have. This is the paintbrush holder that I reviewed in the last video with all the nippers in there, including the Gundam Planet. I'm sorry, not Gundam Planet. The oh shit. Including the USA Gundam store new nippers that just came out. Look at these fucking things. These are awesome. I'll have a whole video, not a whole video, I'll have a whole post online with some of the images that I took for the product images, as well as my general thoughts on them. I used these Pro Zeto nippers for a while. I'm a huge fan of these. I had the Gundam Planet ones before, and after even just using these, which are cheaper, it's night and day difference. The Gundam Planet ones feel really less like they're just cheaply manufactured, and that'll be a whole different video if I want to talk about it. But this is the general layout. I do have an auto light magnifying lamp, as you can see here. This has an LED light in it, and it's great for painting minis. You get that super close detail. Hell yeah. And then as you can see here, the Iori Hobby Shop stickers. I'll have more information at the end of the video about that. And then of course there's just two Tetrol lamps, and they both have let's see if we can focus on this so you guys can see it. It has the Auto Light Art Craft bulbs. These are high white bulbs. They're really good for painting, for miniatures, and overall just making sure you're seeing the correct colors. So I would highly recommend those to anyone that's looking for a good lighting solution. They're a little pricey. I think retail they're like $12. I might be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you have a not Joann's. Is it Joann? I think at Joann's, they usually always have like a 40% off coupon. You can get them for pretty cheap. They also do a lot of sales on Autolite stuff. I got this thing for about 20 or 30 bucks, which is not bad. It's really good if you're hand painting like I am, or you're doing miniatures, or just looking at small details. One of these is a lifesaver. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about the build station. Alright, so this is the building station. It looks a lot like the last setup I had at the old place, because it kind of really is. The only one that's really different was the painting and streaming station, and the fact that I'm sitting between, in the middle of these two desks instead of having an L setup. The reason I changed it, originally I set everything up, shot photos, video, and then I just had this like recollection. I was like, oh, I could just sit in the middle. I saw someone on Instagram that posted it. If I can remember their page, I'll post something at the bottom here. But they had a setup very similar like this, to where one desk was for, it looked like building, and the other one was for their computer, and I think it was painting. So I kind of want them to have that same setup so I can utilize the whole entire desk. So we have another hobby zone, 3-tier storage. This is holding just a lot of paints, a lot of cement, incense set, a lot of building material. There is some precision ice and snow products. I have these inside because they are temperature sensitive. But we're taking the shed that we have with the house and turning that into a larger painting, workshop. So stuff that we have to spray paint, large flocking for dioramas, or even for little vignettes, doing the flocking in there is going to be a lot easier. It's less mess here that I have to clean up. And also we can use some of the storage for other things as well. So so we got here, like I said, the hobby zone stuff. This is going to be changing throughout. I'm actually going to be getting either more hobby zone shelf storage here, or a different company that we found during the community spotlight video. Maybe get something of their storage solutions. So pretty much run through here, and then we're going to replace this storage thing. This is going to go on my girlfriend's desk in the hobby room. This is actually from IKEA. It's very large. I think it's like $16. It's tiered, box wood shelving. I took a lot of the boxes out just to kind of have these like floating, or not floating, but these little display shelves. But I think this is going to be going away, so I'm sure in a week or two there'll be a different setup that you see online when I post photos and all that. And then to here is just the magazine shelf. So I got a lot of stuff like the issues of Scale Modeling magazine, things like Hobby Japan magazines, and then just even old references like some of the Warhammer artwork that's just, I just kind of reference material for a lot of stuff that I paint. And then of course, like I said, stuff like Hobby Japan magazines as well, just kind of as a reference and inspiration. Alright, how's it going everyone? So the big thing that I want to talk about channel update wise is just that I'm going to be having a lot more free time. Pretty much the last 3 or 4 months I've been very busy with the new job. Also, me and my girlfriend got a new place. So that was the big thing, was moving, preparing for that, spending time, between each other's places. Then also, just trying to do everything else in life. So now all that's settled down, we're into the new place, as you can see, with the new hobby room set up, and things are starting to get back to normal. So I have a lot more time for this. And one of the other things I want to talk about is actually NCGMC and what that's going to be about. There's going to be a whole video on it. There'll be a whole thing online about it, but to sum it up, it's pretty much the brother of SCGMC. It's going to be the little brother of it on the East Coast. Super stoked for it. It's a thing that we've been, kind of planning for the past couple of months, but now it's actually starting to come into fruition. We're actually talking with locations and vendors and sponsors and, all this stuff. So there'll be a whole video on that explaining what's going on, and even probably behind the scenes of how we're doing it as well. So stay tuned for that. The next big thing I want to talk about is the cutting mat. So if you've seen the videos before, this is pretty much, it was just an online video series where I kind of break stuff up into stuff that's going on to the community, a little product review for something that I really like, and then, what I'm working on. Scrapping that, and it's going to be a podcast. It's not going to be a Google Hangout podcast or a Skype call or anything like that. This is a full production podcast. So microphones, everyone's in the same room. There's sponsors for it. There's production audio quality to it. And it's also going to be distributed out on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts is going to be there for you to listen to. Again, I'm really sorry about my throat. So that's something that I'm really excited for. That's something, again, same guys that we're doing NCGMC, that team there is going to be behind that podcast. And it's not going to be your normal podcast. It's not going to be like, how did you get into building? What's your favorite kit? Where do you work? It's going to be behind the scenes stuff about the scale modeling industry. speaking with professional shop owners, designers, manufacturers, things along those lines, and then also talking about some of the real stuff with the hobby that people know about but they never talk about. Stuff like mental illness, dealing with being burnt out, things along those the same themes, and it's going to be just very much scale modeling, not so much about new Gundam kits coming out or anything like that. It's going to be about the kind of like the real stuff within the hobby, and I'm really excited to bring you guys that. All right, so there's some other smaller things that I want to just talk about. The first thing is that the website's coming soon, TRUEGUNPLA.com. That's going to host a lot of just like build photos, event information, community stuff. It's going to host the shop so you can get all like the Holy Mountain shirts and then also the stickers as well in there. And you can even buy some of my painted kits. So like some of the Frozen North collection and like the Zaku heads I'll be doing, those will be for sale, super cheap. So you can get that stuff on there. And then the other stuff I'm going to be doing is actually a new small review series. There's going to be a lot of different new series coming out for the channel. The first one I want to talk about is the review series I'm going to be doing. It's I don't have a name for it. I was thinking of calling it something like Snap Review or something like that. But pretty much going to be 2 to 3 minute long series or videos where I talk about scale modeling tools and supplies. So the first one we'll be doing is actually reviewing this encyclopedia from Ammo about a quick guide for painting for figures. This is really good if you're into currently or you want to get into painting miniatures. This is a great resource to start at. And then we'll be talking about like paints and brushes and airbrushes and nippers and storage solution and paint racks and all kinds of that stuff. I really love reviewing that stuff because I'm a huge fan, obviously, of workbenches, and I love organizing and stuff like that. So I want to do those kind of quick reviews. It's going to be pretty much, is it worth your money? Is it great if you're a seasoned builder, or is it great if you're a beginner builder? And then there'll be other factors that we review and talk about as well. So I'm very excited to be recording those. The first episode should be out right away. Alright, so that's it. I want to thank you guys for checking out this Workbench video 2.0 and channel update. I want to thank you all for always supporting what I do, and those that have bought clothes from the clothing line that I have, just to those watching videos and checking out my builds and work online. It means a lot, and I'm really thankful to have the community that we do have here for the channel and for other stuff that I do as well in the hobby. I can't thank you guys enough. 2019 is going to be a good year. It's going to be good, like I said before, it's going to be a great year for content builders, content creators, builders, and overall just the hobby as a whole. So until next time, you guys have a good one. Keep on building and enjoy the hobby for yourself.